Hello, we are back with another Soso Shanel Chronicles. It's almost like this channel is turning into her. I don't want that, but I feel like that's just the vibe we're giving right now. I really do think that she wants me to make these videos, so I feel compelled to do it. But before we get into her book, you know what to do. Thumbs up this video, subscribe if you have not already, and cut those notifications on. Now, this is a shout out to one of my members who can no longer type. Honey, you fell right into the bait. I don't even know you, but I feel like our spirits are really colliding. Honey, it is not that serious. You are not Soso Shanel. We talking about her. Why are you making this about me and you? So if you want to make another profile, that's cool. But if you get buck wild, that'll be dismembered as well. Anywho, I came across this today on my timeline on Facebook. Yes, make sure you go ahead and follow her on all social media platforms. Soso Shanel. Oh, yeah. You know, when you bless others, blessings come back, okay? So we're just going to sit here and just let you do that, okay? So it's Soso Shanel everywhere, or Chanel. I'm not going to give her government thing. You're going to have to figure that out yourself. All right, so we went and we saw this, and it was long, and I read it first. Usually I read her stuff as, when I make these things, I actually read them for the first time. But I said, let me not do that. I actually read it. And I'm confused. Okay, I am very confused. If you guys can kind of tell me what the heck is going on in this paragraph times 3, can you do that for me? So I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. I'm gonna try to give some commentary, but I don't understand a word she typed. I'm just keeping it 100. So, honey, if you listen to this and you know who I'm talking to, can you talk to the people and not over or under them? Because I thought if you want to help somebody, you do want them to understand. It's like that verse out of Erykah Badu. She said something. Anyway, I'm getting old. I never considered speaking before. You never considered speaking before. I don't understand. Now that I'm reading it now, I do understand. Maybe she's saying she's going to take her show, because that's what it is. She's going to take her show on the road, if you will. She is going to actually be a speaker, like one of her people that she actually looks up to, which is Sarah Jakes Roberts, which I think is the daughter of T.D. Jakes. I think that's it. Okay. I let that thought go a long time ago. A long time ago. Even though I know that speaking is inside of me. Oh no, you speak. You speak volumes. But I hope when you start to do this speaking thing on the road, I hope you're sober. S-O-B-E-R. One thing that turns me off about this young lady is she's always flying a kite, if you will. Okay? She and her husband stays flying a kite. I think that's fake happiness. I think it's not genuine. I think you guys need to reconnect sober. Since obviously this show is helping her, because I see this, I see the vibes, I see. So we can't hide it. I'm a person who can see through things, so you can't trick me. Obviously this channel is helping her, so I'm going to go all the way with it. Go sober. Because if you're not, it's not real. I'm just keeping it 100. Even though I know that speaking is inside of me. I mean, talking is my thing. Now, the thing about talking is this. You don't want to look like a shyster. You don't want to look phony. And you don't want to feel like, you don't want to make people feel like they have to side with you. For you to be a speaker, you have to learn how to take the good and the bad. Everyone is not going to agree with you. I speak for a living. You know what I mean? I can speak in front of the camera And I could speak behind the camera, and pretty much I'm the same either way, because I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm just literally doing what God has placed me on earth to do, which is to use my platform. I hate that word, but it is what it is. It is a word to better people, whether it's with wellness, whether it's with, the tea, whether it's with Soso Shanel Chronicles. It doesn't matter. I use my voice to help others. And so with that being said, I get good feedback and I get negative feedback. And you have to be strong to deal with both. So just understand, if you're going to take this on the road, however you mean or whatever, you're going to have to accept both. Everyone's not going to like you. You could be the most sweetest thing, the most beautifulest thing in the world, like Keith Murray say, and they still ain't going to like you. In fact, the higher you get up, the more people won't like you. That's just what it's going to be. So you have to be strong for that. You and your husband. Okay. So, talking is my thing. Anxiety was always on my neck. Now, one thing about this, okay, you're going to still be anxietous. I'm anxietous now. I've always been anxietous, speaking, whether I'm before the camera or after the camera or behind it, rather, but I don't go to negative things to calm that down. I don't go to crying. I don't go to trauma. I don't go to any type of chemicals to calm me down and things like that. You have to ask God to help you with that anxiety. Okay? Stop bigging it up. Let's leave that behind, okay? Unless you're using it to help others. But if you're using it as a crutch, that's whack. With little to no fight from me. Navigating anxiousness, business, family, and the following, it's been wild. And the thing about it is, unfortunately, this is my commentary on that one line. Navigating anxiousness, business, family, and following should not all be in one sentence. I'm thinking that she is not compartment. She doesn't put things in different compartments in her brain. Everything's in one. And of course, if everything's in one, because I've done that too, I had to separate. Oh, my husband is different than my family, or my job is not my marriage, and my platform, I can't act the same on my platform as I do with my husband. I can't, you have to separate. Everyone is in a different compartment. Stop putting everything in one, and you won't feel, and it's not just for her, because there's no promise she's even listening to this. I'm talking to everybody. I'm using her story and her platform to kind of I'm just piggybacking and trying to help people who actually listen to these videos. Stop putting everything in one compartment. Separate it. Know the difference. Know the difference between God and you too. Okay? I'm just keeping it real. But I have a voice. I'm finding my tone. And sometimes the thing about it is, you can't find your own tone. The people around you will kind of tone you. Okay? I've had to learn that from being on this, just being on social media for so long. I know that sometimes I can be a little bit brash, straightforward. I've learned that people don't take that well. So I had to kind of tone myself too in how I speak. So the percentage goes up in who listens to me. Because there's a small percentage that's straightforward. Everyone's not straightforward. And I shouldn't have to be straightforward with people I don't know. I want you guys to get the information. So I had to kind of tone myself as well. But you can't tone it yourself. You have to see what type of audience that you are drawing. You have to kind of nestle in like a dog. When a dog goes into his little bed, he'll circle around 3 and 4 times and get in that right position. And then he'll plop down like, this is right. You know what I mean? Excuse me, guys. I have to drink some water. Because my tone is always going to be for me. If I say I'm gonna do this my way, then no one's going to like it because my tone is brash. So I had to allow what other people, what they wanted and what they like to listen to. And I had to kind of guide myself and nestle into that. Okay? So that I hope y'all get what I said. I'm being that soldier that God has been calling me to be. As we all. Okay? She doesn't own the patent to the relationship with God. I'm getting that vibe like she's the only one who knows God. No. We all have our own relationship with him, and we all are soldiers. Some are going to be on the front line, some's going to be on the back line, some's going to be in the middle, but we all have our place and we all are important. Okay? Just to let you know, you don't have to be on the forefront to be the star, if you will, because sometimes, actually, let me just understand. No. Actually, they put their weakest soldiers in the front. Don't they? We all remember Denzel Washington in Glory. Oh, yeah. No. So if you plan on being a soldier, first of all, don't announce it.
Yeah, the pawns in the phone.
Yeah, don't announce that. That's nobody's business. Yeah. Okay. I'm confronting things I never thought that I could. And the lessons that I have been revealed, or, this is how she typed it. This is not how I would have read it, though, or typed it myself. And the lessons that have been revealed and assigned to me are no longer blurry. My story isn't too far away from so many other stories, but I have been taking the safe route to tell it. That's no longer an option. I'm not sure how he will use me to help whoever. Yeah. But I will no longer run from the chance. See, she has to stop. Like, I'm getting this, like, she feels like she's up there making her own story with God, and she's like partners with him. And don't take this wrong or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, it's like you're baiting. I don't like that. I get a vibe like that verse in the Bible and I'm not saying this is devilish. You take it for what I'm saying. I'm just talking about the Bible verse when the devil came and said, look, when he tempted Jesus, you can just jump off this cliff. Your angels will catch you, right? You can turn these, stones into bread. And Jesus said, you're not supposed to tempt God, or you're not supposed to, the body doesn't live on bread alone. He was trying to tempt him. And I feel like this is what I am feeling, like she's baiting God to reveal. And you're not supposed to do that. My husband and I was talking about this morning, and the things are still being revealed to me about something that really happened and has been happening, and little by little the picture is being peeled back. And the reason why God does that is if he just took the curtain away and showed you the whole picture, you would not be able to handle it. So stop baiting God, asking him to reveal and make you a soldier and make you this. Don't do that. You're rushing things. That's kind of on the verge of being a little bit aggressive, and it's a little bit, no, don't do that, because you ain't gonna be able to handle it. I mean, if you can't handle somebody saying hello to you in public, what makes you think that you're a soldier? Excuse me. Hello, can I have somebody clap, husband? He's my best fan ever. Do you get what I just said?
I do.
How are you a soldier and you can't even take somebody saying hello to you in public? You can't take somebody saying, hey, I love you. But you a soldier? Let me be quiet. I can't. I don't know if she means figuratively or literally or both. You know how she talks, okay? I don't know when it will be, but I'm ready. You don't know what you're ready for. How are you going to tell God what you ready for? You can't, step down 25,000 notches. Your arms are not long enough to box with God. Stop it. Right now. Humble yourself. Whatever is revealed to you today is what is meant to be. You got enough on your goddamn plate. You got a social media presence. You got a business. You got all these bills that's piling up. You got that trip that you just came off that you probably have on your credit card and figuring out how to freaking make it. That's why you're putting out clothes on your page, because you want your money. You need the money to take care of all of those addictions that you have with money and all of these chemicals that's circulating through your body and giving you this feeling that you are invincible and that you're on God's level. No, you're not. Sober up for 30 days and then see if you can write this. Ooh, God. I gotta drink water on that. I'm so sorry. This was supposed to be nice. Talk about soldiers. We go through a lot. Okay. And I'm using all of my time to become more ready. Leaning into every experience and pouring myself fully into the process. Honey, if you were pouring yourself fully into any process, we wouldn't see you posting. Hello? Stop mixing. This is saying something else. Somebody gonna get mad at me. I don't care. I don't care because I'm protected. It is what it is. And if you get mad at what I'm saying, I think you should keep it to yourself. Because it's nowhere on this channel, honey. We don't accept everybody on here. Be respectful. We don't all have to agree, but we all have to what? Respect one another. And I'm trying to help this sister out. You got to come down 25,000 steps, baby. You're not pouring yourself into this new invention of saying you're true with God, because it would not, because vanity doesn't mix with that. Hello? Vanity does not mix with that. You have to fade away. God has to rebuild you in private, and then he'll rebuild you, and then we'll see. And you don't have to say the words. People will see the change in your actions, because this mouth can be a little bit dirty. Good and bad comes out of it. Sometimes we don't know what to believe, so you go by what people do. My grandmother taught me, she said, you know, your actions are speaking so loudly that I don't hear a word that's coming out of your mouth. That's that old school wisdom, honey. And I was very blessed to get it, because a lot of these young folks don't know nothing about that. In other words, your action speaks louder than words. Okay? I am a servant and a steward. Can we go to Google, please? Can we actually look up the word steward? Because the thing about stewards don't say they're stewarding. When you are in the vineyard of God and doing his work, you don't have to announce it. This is for the deep thinkers here. And the thing about it is, she could be a steward. She could be a servant, but we don't know who. I don't have the goal to say who, but I know who she's serving at this moment. Okay? While my husband looks that up, I'm going to go ahead and let you have it. This means that I will do as he commands. Regular people, honey, that's a lot of gall. I will do as he commands. Like it's a person who, okay, a steward is a person who looks, I'm sorry?
The bottom definition.
A steward is a person who looks after the passengers on a ship.
The bottom definition.
Oh, manage or look after another's property.
Yes.
Oh. Well, who is she? What? Oh, well, she's looking after herself then. I mean, because who else is she looking after? I don't understand. Those words are not interchangeable. Servant. What's a servant?
Okay. I think they can be used together. I do.
They can use a servant and a steward.
Yeah, because a servant.
But of what? Because I'm feeling the vibe. This is all about her. But I don't think she's stewarding over anyone else. But this means.
Okay, here's the definition.
Of servant.
Yes.
A person employed in the service of a government, a devoted and helpful follower or supporter. She's neither. Okay, so this right here is a L-I-E. She don't know what it means, y'all. It sounds good, 2 S's, steward and servant, but she's neither, because she's not serving anyone but herself. And I think for you to be a servant, you have to serve others and things like that. But that's just my opinion. You can correct me in the comments if you do not agree, but be respectful. This means that I will do as he commands. You don't know that. We have to, look, the Bible says, whom today shall you serve? I've said it on several of my videos on the Soso Shanel Chronicles. Check the playlist, okay? It is hard. You have to be strong. Even Jesus didn't understand why he had to be on the cross sometimes. He was asking questions, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, am I overstepping? Because I don't want to overstep. I want to be clear, but not put my own feelings in, but tell the truth.
Well, when he was on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
But wasn't he scared? Was he ready?
No, he wasn't.
He had to pray. He had to fast. He had to do a lot of things to do such a honorable thing.
Yes, exactly.
So when she's just sitting here and saying right here, just so eloquently and loosely, this means that I will do as he commands. Now, if he commanded her to put all of her earthly things to the rivers of never again, would you be able to do it?
Now you actually yeah.
If he said all of these earthly things that you have right now that looks like it's holding you back from what I need you to do, would you be able to do it right on then? I don't know. I don't know. You got to be careful.
And to be a steward means that you actually know that these things do not belong to you.
Yes.
And these are all his.
Yes. Yes.
Which means to put them down means that,
Yeah.
Let you.
So the leather jackets have to go. The curls may have to go. The beautiful makeup have to go. You have to completely strip yourself of these earthly, fleshly things that are keeping you from the true glory that he wants you to be in. Because that's why he says that it is easier for a camel to get through an eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. But all things are possible. That's the whole thing. But I'm just saying, like, don't be so quick to say you ready for that. Because I know you have to lose, like Fantasia say, sometimes you got to lose to win again. So really, when you're saying that you're ready to do whatever he says, then that means you're ready to what? Go through some things, lose, and go through some battles. Are you really ready for that? That's like you're not supposed to pray for patience. Because to pray for patience is to pray to go through something. I've never heard anybody do this before. This happens naturally. When you go through life, you go through some things and you learn. And you look to God and you say, thank you for bringing me through this. I've never heard anybody bait God and said, I'm ready for whatever you have for me.
Oh, wow.
I've never heard anybody do that other than the devil. I said it. The devil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to say it. This means that I will do as he commands and I will care for what he assigns. I can't imagine. See, and the thing about, I'm sorry, you're asking him to pull the curtain back fully. You can't do that. I'm speaking from experience. Like 12 years ago, I was, my grandmother had passed away, and then my grandfather was left without her, and my husband and I had to become a caregiver. Now, at first, it was cool. God pulled back the curtain a little bit. It was cool. My grandfather was still able to do what he could do. We were just coming over here, managing, seeing if everything's going okay. Then it turned into, I had to put his bills on autopilot because he couldn't do his bills. And I had to make sure he's take his medicine every day. So the curtain was pulled back a little bit more. Then he got older and he, couldn't walk. And then he was having dementia symptoms, and dementia set in. To let you know the whole thing, if God had pulled the whole thing back at one time and let me know that no matter how good I took care of him, he still was going to pass away from dementia, I don't think I would have wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Even though his dementia wasn't extreme.
But he was 96. We get it. Yeah. But I gave a 12-year story.
Yes.
In 2 minutes. I can't tell him everything. Because then we'll be like her. And that's just trauma. Nobody wants trauma. No, okay, I'm not here to make you sad. I'm here to make you glad. My point is, we're not meant to see the whole photo. Okay, we're just not meant to see it. We're meant to see it in little spaces. Because, see, the devil says, hey, just go in there and say, look, just give it to me all. And then all of a sudden, you stuck on substances. You have dementia. Some dementia. It does lead to dementia, y'all. So please clean your systems up. Dementia is a very ugly disease. You don't want it. But, you start having depression and all of that because you saw the full picture at one time. Don't do that. It'll be revealed over time. Don't rush it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? He commands and I will care for what he assigns. I can't imagine how many people are in the space where their traumas have caught up to them. And the thing about it is, your trauma is just that. It's a trauma that someone else has placed on you that you have no control over. But at this moment, at 44 years old, that's her age, I feel like when we're adults, we do have kind of control over the traumas. We can say, God, heal me from it, and he'll take it away and keep it moving. We've all had traumatic situations. But to sit there and pick it up and put it down and doing all that and controlling it and then controlling your following with it as well, I think it's a little, it's not good, right? Oh, if I want more clothes to sell, let me talk about my traumas. Let me talk about this. And then when I get what I need, okay, let me put my traumas away. Let me completely desert my whole following that was literally built off of lives. And then you just stop and then you're just giving, you're giving all of this, which is fine on my end because we know how to adapt. But a lot of people are mentally in there with her. I can tell by some of the comments I get over on TikTok. Like some of these people respond like it's her, like they're her family, like they know her personally. Like, do you really know these people personally? No, but they feel that way because this is how she built her whole brand, and then boom, she deserted it. That's kind of mean, isn't it? People are really looking forward to that for some reason. Okay. While running a business at that. I don't know how good the business is going at this point because she hasn't really been selling her clothes. She's selling something else. So that's why she wants to what? Turn this into a show. Let me get through it. Can't imagine how many people are in this space where their traumas have caught up to them and changed their entire existence while running a business at that. People who have no idea why they feel like everything is falling apart. Being the talker that I am, gotta be careful. She said it right here. She's a talker. And who else is a talker? A slick talker. The snake. Yes. And I'm not calling her a snake, but I'm just saying don't call yourself a talker. Because a lot of people, kind of, form that and say, oh, that's a slick talker.
Yes.
A two-face and things like that. Got to be careful the words you use. And the thing about it is, writing is even more serious because it's written down. It's visual. You're hitting the visual. You're hitting the hearing because people read out loud sometimes. Like I'm reading it out loud. This is my second time reading this, by the way, which is deeper. Remember I said I'm confused because that was my first time. I just skimmed it. Now I'm actually deep reading it, and I'm like, the talker. Like, don't call yourself a talker. That's not cool. But maybe she's telling the truth, y'all. It is what it is. You got to believe what people say. I had to be silent to hear God. Today he's God. Yesterday he was the divine. The day before he was the most high. The creator. All these different names. He's God. Okay. It says in the word. He says, know that I am God. And should not have any other names.
Yes.
Okay? Mm-hmm. I had to be silent to hear God speaking to me. And believe me, he speaks loudly. My husband had pointed this out. He said, she said she had to be silent to hear him, but yet he speaks loudly. God does not speak loudly. And that the Holy Spirit, God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, does not speak loudly. You have to be settled to hear him. So and if he does speak loudly, it's usually through some traumatic issues. He does speak loudly. He is kind of speaking loudly now.
Still soft voice.
Yeah. Yeah. But he ain't yelling at you like I am right now. That's just not how it goes. You have to be settled down. And so right here, it's kind of like, it's like you said one thing, but then you said another. It's like
figuratively and literally.
Yeah. It's kind of confusing. And God is not confusion, the devil is. Only the devil can thrive in confusion. So it is what it is. I'm just keeping it real. You can use God all you want, but the proof's in the pudding. And believe me, he speaks loudly. It just takes hearing him. Being an entrepreneur, see right here tells me right here. Oh, excuse me. I'm pressing everything.
Business, okay.
Done. Being an entrepreneur, But I thought this was about God. Now it's about you again.
Yes,
Being an entrepreneur and having unprocessed traumas, but I thought you were getting through it. It's real. The work has to happen. Can you please stop putting God and trauma together? Can we not group God with negativity? Because God is not negative. He is love. He is healing. He is health. He is abundance. Can we just understand that? Can you say God got me through the trauma? Okay. But you can't be saying you trying to be processed by God and stewardship and this and that, but I'm still unprocessed. Well, honey, if you are unprocessed trauma at this point, then you, in my opinion, you're not ready to be a steward or a servant to help others in that department. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like you have to humble yourself. That's like me saying that I can help somebody with something that I'm not completely, through myself. I could be, am I being too difficult? Is that possible? Can I help somebody through something I'm not through myself?
Well, you don't have to.
Like I've lost 60 pounds. Mm-hmm. So I feel like even though I'm still considered overweight, I feel like, hey, I can help somebody else lose weight because I've lost weight.
Well, you lead by example.
Yeah. So if you're still traumatic, you're still flying high through chemicals. If you're still, having a severe addiction problems with money and chemicals and fame, okay, how can you help others process their traumas and their issues? Come on, you have to take your time. Slow down. I'm about to tell my story out loud. Not for entertainment, for real. Okay? I won't stop until I get enough. Say no. I won't stop until I have helped somebody. If I was able to do it virtually, I know that I can and will do it more impactfully. Don't know what she's talking about. This is when the confusion is like, what are you saying, ma'am?
Virtually, and then she said impactfully.
But
she's gonna do it. She's
in person.
Yes, that was another way of saying in person.
Without saying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's already done. I've been spending all these years praying for something that has already been mine. That's how God is. Wonderful. Booking at SosoShanel.com. So all of this is about her making money. That's the end of this conversation. She did all of that just to say at the end of the day, she wants to be booked. And honey, those bookings are not going to be cheap. She wants to be on someone's show. She wants to be interviewed. She wants to have more fame. And so the thing about it is, this is what's like the ending of, this feels like the ending of the movie, The Devil's Advocate. Okay? And if you remember The Devil's Advocate, the ending, I think Keanu Reeves, I forget his character. His character was baited in because he said, I never lose. And so even though that was a dream and that was like what could have happened, at the end of the day, the devil still was there and told him, hey, you can do this, this, and this. And he was like, my favorite. The devil was actually, what was his name?
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. He said, vanity, my favorite sin. And I'm going to go ahead and leave off on that. Thank you so much for listening to your girl. I hope I wasn't too harsh. It was, this was a powerful one. But I'll see you on the next one.